Are you learning Spanish verbs with their appropriate prepositions? I hope so. Otherwise, you risk using the incorrect one. For example, in Spanish, we don't dream of or about things, we dream with them. Soñar con. Also, there are verbs in Spanish that take a preposition where the English equivalent does not. Here's an example. Sobrevivir a, to survive something. Sobrevivimos a la tormenta. We survived the storm. So the question becomes, how do you know if a verb uses a particular preposition? Well, I'm going to help you out in that regard. I'm going to cover 50 common Spanish verbs with their accompanying prepositions. You're welcome. So we're going to start with the preposition con, with. Casarse con, to get married to someone. See, in Spanish we say we get married with someone. Juan se casó con María. Juan married Maria, got married to Maria. Contar con, to count on someone. See, in Spanish we count with someone or with something. Puedes contar conmigo. You can count on me. Acabar con, to put an end to something. El gobierno quiere acabar con la pobreza. The government wants to put an end to poverty. Now, when you use this acabar con with a person, it means to kill them. So, something to keep in mind. Soñar con, to dream about something. This is what I used in the example. We don't dream about things in Spanish, we dream with them. Siempre he soñado con viajar por el mundo. I've always dreamed of traveling the world. Anoche, María soñó con su abuelo. Last night, Maria dreamt of her grandfather. Next one, amenazar con, to threaten with something or threaten to do something. El jefe amenazó con despedir a los empleados que llegaron tarde. The boss threatened to fire the employees who arrived late. Next one, quedarse con, and this means to keep something, okay? Decidieron quedarse con el perro que encontraron en el parque. They decided to keep the dog they found in the park. That's nice, isn't it? Now, before I move on to verbs that work with the preposition a, which is a really big category, I just want to take a moment to tell you about our sponsor, Unacademy Languages. This is a language learning app that you might not have heard of because it is newer on the scene. It is perfect for beginners.
Disculpe.
The short lessons cover essential concepts, grammar, and new vocabulary. You'll also learn aspects of the culture of Spanish-speaking countries. Now, one thing I really like about this app is that there's no clutter or distractions. There's no annoying ads popping up. Another thing I really like about the Unacademy Languages app is the speak feature that you can use to practice speaking to see, how good your accent is. Buenos dias, amigo.
That was amazing.
Thank you. The app also has a gamification aspect to it. You can join weekly leagues to see how you're stacking up against other learners. It's just something to keep you motivated. You can use the Unacademy Languages app absolutely free, but you are limited in the number of lessons you get each day. So if you like it, I recommend going for the Pro plan. That way you don't have any restrictions. All right, let's jump back into Spanish verbs and their prepositions. We're going to be moving on to the preposition a. Acercarse a, to approach or to get closer to something. Nos acercamos a la montaña. We approached the mountain. Next one on our list, acostumbrarse a, to get accustomed to something, to get used to something. Really like this verb. You can use it with nouns and verbs. Me estoy acostumbrando a vivir solo. I'm getting used to living alone. Ellos se han acostumbrado al calor. They've gotten used to the heat. Next one on our list, asistir a, and that's to attend something, like to attend an event. Some people think it's atender, but it is not. That does not mean the same thing, all right? So when you're going to attend something, asistir a is the way you want to go. Asistí a la conferencia. I attended the conference. Next one on our list is dedicarse a. This one's also good with nouns and verbs, and it's to devote yourself, or like saying you're dedicated to a certain thing, to doing something or to something. Me dedico a enseñar español. I'm dedicated to teaching Spanish. That's what I've dedicated or devoted myself to. Next one on our list, ayudar a, is to help someone do something. ¿Quieres ayudarme a pintar la casa? Do you want to help me paint the house? Next one, where I'm going to lump together, and we're going to call this verbs of learning and teaching. Aprender is to learn, enseñar is to teach. When you're going to learn how to do something, or you're going to teach somebody how to do something, you're following these with verbs, you're going to have an a in there. So we have aprender, a plus infinitive. Aprendí a conducir a los 18 años. I learned how to drive at 18 years of age. Then we have enseñar a, to teach to do something. Mi mamá me enseñó a leer a los 5 años. My mother taught me how to read at 5 years of age. I'm going to go ahead and group our next verbs here. These are verbs of beginning. They're going to take an a before you pop in an infinitive, like to begin to do something. So we have comenzar and empezar. Comencé a leer el libro. I started to read the book. Empezamos a preparar la presentación. We started to prepare the presentation. The next one on our list is atreverse a, is to dare to do something. Me atrevo a intentar algo nuevo. I dare to try something new. Comprometerse a is to commit yourself to doing something. This is a really common verb in Spanish. It's like to be all in, to pledge to do something. Me comprometo a mejorar mi vida. I'm committed to improving my life, dedicated to it. Looking back, I should have put comprometerse under con, because what I'm showing you now is when we're going to use it with verbs, but if we were going to use nouns, we would use con. For example, me comprometí con mi equipo. I committed to my team. Now, if I want to add what I committed, to my team to do, I'd go back to a. Me comprometí con mi equipo a organizar la fiesta, or a terminar el proyecto, to organize the party or finish the project. Next one on our list is invitar a, to invite to something. And this is going to be great whether you're dealing with nouns or verbs. For example, you could say, te invito a mi fiesta, I invite you to my party. Or with a verb, nos invitaron a cenar, they invited us to dinner. And cenar means to eat dinner. So literally this is saying they invited us to eat dinner. Next one on our list is limitarse a, and that's to limit oneself to something. Nos limitamos a observar en silencio desde la esquina, mientras los expertos discutían el caso. We limited ourselves to watching in silence, or it's more like saying we just watched in silence, from the corner while the experts discuss the case. Next one on our list is negarse a, to refuse to do something. Nuestros vecinos se negaron a ayudarnos a construir una valla entre las propiedades. Our neighbors refused to help us build a fence between the properties. Next one on our list is obligar a, and that's to force somebody or compel someone to do something. So you can see oblige right in there, so it should help you remember it. Nos obligaron a trabajar los sábados. They made us work Saturdays, or they forced us to work Saturdays. It's all context, just how, forceful that word is. Next one on our list is one that looks familiar, but the use of the preposition is gonna make it a little bit different. Saber a means to taste like. I know a lot of people don't think saber, which means to know, also means to taste like when you use it with a. See, you learn something new every day. El helado sabe a chocolate con un toque de menta. The ice cream tastes like chocolate with a touch of mint. Sounds good. I'm actually pretty hungry right now. Next one on our list is along those same lines. Oler a, to smell like. La cocina huele a pan recién horneado. The kitchen smells like freshly baked bread. Now, something interesting about the verb oler, it is definitely an irregular verb. You see it conjugated there as huele, and you're like, well, it came from oler? Yes. And if you have any questions on how to conjugate any verb in the Spanish language, if you just go to wordreference.com, type it in, hit the little button that says conjugación, you'll see all of the conjugations and all of the tenses and moods. Next one on our list is oponerse a, and it's to be opposed to something. Me opongo a la construcción de la nueva carretera cerca de mi casa. I oppose, or I am opposed to the construction of the new highway near my house. Nobody likes that, right? A lot of noise. Well, maybe you do. I mean, it could help your commute to work, but could go either way. Next one on our list is one that is very common in Spanish. Volver a is to do something again. Now, volver means to return. When we use that little a and put another infinitive after it, it means to do that thing again. No vuelvas a llegar tarde. Don't be late again. I can't stand when people are late. You'll see that in a lot of my examples. I'm a time guy. I don't know. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the preposition de. Abusar de. means to abuse something, to overindulge in something. And as an English speaker, that de was very unexpected, wasn't it? Because we don't say that in English, and that's why we're learning these with their preposition. Algunos políticos abusan de su poder para obtener beneficios personales. Some politicians abuse their power for personal gain. Nah, that probably never happens. Next one on our list is acabar de, to have just done something. Now, acabar by itself means to finish. You use that de, it means to have just done something. Acabamos de comer, we just ate. Next one on our list is alegrarse de, and it's to be happy about or pleased about something. Me alegro de verte, I'm happy to see you. Next one on our list is apoderarse de, to take possession of something. El equipo logró apoderarse de la copa tras un emocionante partido final. The team managed to win the cup, like to take possession of the cup after a thrilling final match. Very emotional final match, you know. Emocionante. It's a good word. Next one on our list is aprovecharse de, and that's to take advantage of something or someone. And when you use this pronominal form of it, aprovecharse, and the pronominal is the one that's, you know, with the se stuck on the end, that's in a negative way generally when you're using this one. People taking advantage of situations in a negative way, or people, aprovecharse de is going to be your way to go. If you take advantage of things in a more positive way, aprovechar by itself is the way to go. Like, oh, we're taking advantage of the good weather to go to the beach, aprovechar. So our example here is going to be negative, obviously. Los estafadores se aprovechan de las personas mayores. Scammers take advantage of the elderly. See, that's not good. Next one on our list is arrepentirse de, and that's to regret something. Nos arrepentimos de no haber aprovechado esa oportunidad. We regret not having taken advantage of that opportunity. Now, if you see here, look, that was aprovechar, but used, you know, with the perfect. No haber aprovechado esa oportunidad. We want to take advantage of that opportunity, but not in a negative way, right? Not in a negative way. Next one on our list is burlarse de, to make fun of. Se burlaron de mi acento extranjero. They made fun of my foreign accent. That wasn't very nice at all. Cansarse de, to get tired of something, just to get sick of something. Se cansaron de la rutina diaria y decidieron viajar. They got tired of the daily routine and decided to travel. That's the life, right? That's what we all should do. Next one on the list is compadecerse de, and that means to feel sorry for someone. Me compadezco de los ancianos que viven solos. I feel sorry for the elderly who live alone. Next one on the list is depender de, is to depend on. Él depende de su salario para pagar sus deudas. He depends on his salary to pay his debts. But you can depend on all kinds of things. That's a really useful verb. In fact, it's so useful, I think I could actually just dedicate a lesson, a short lesson, just to that verb. I might do that. We'll see. Next one on the list is despedirse de, to say goodbye to. Nos despedimos de nuestros vecinos antes de mudarnos. We say goodbye to our neighbors before moving, before we moved. That's another great verb in there, mudarse, to move. Next one on our list, dejar de, and that's to stop doing something. Dejó de llover, it stopped raining. Next one on our list, disuadir de, to dissuade someone from doing something. Me disuadieron de participar en esa actividad. They dissuaded me from participating in that activity. Whatever that activity was, apparently was not a good activity. Next one on the list is encargarse de, and that means to take charge of something, take something over. I do like this verb, I use it a lot. I guess I just like to be in charge. Me encargo de organizar la fiesta de cumpleaños. I'm in charge of organizing the birthday party. Next one, enamorarse de, to fall in love with someone. But this is literally saying to become enamored of someone. Hace muchos años me enamoré de mi mejor amiga. Many years ago, I fell in love with my best friend. Next one on our list is hartarse de, and it means to be fed up or sick of something. Very similar to cansarse. Cansarse is more just to be like, just tired of it, that kind of thing. Hartarse is even more fed up and sick of something. Me harto de todo esto y necesito un cambio. I'm sick of all this and I need a change. Next one on our list is quejarse de, to complain about something. Ella siempre se queja del tráfico. She always complains about the traffic. All right, so let's move on to the preposition en. Confiar en, and that's to have trust in someone or something. Confío en mis compañeros de trabajo. I trust my coworkers. Next one on our list is consistir en, to consist of something. El evento consiste en una serie de conferencias y talleres. The event consists of a series of conferences and workshops. Next one on our list, insistir en, to insist on. Ella insiste en llegar temprano todos los días. She insists on arriving early every day. I'm going to give you another sentence with this because I want to show you how important these prepositions really are, although hopefully I've already done that. Let's say we want to change this sentence and say, she insists that everyone arrive on time. Do we still need that preposition? How does that work? Yes, we still need it. We're going to be popping that K in there, but we're still going to be keeping these prepositions. They're going to pop in before K. Ella insiste en que todos lleguen a tiempo. See, that en is still there. And you're going to see that with other verbs as well. It's not unique to just insistir en, okay? Keep that in mind. So next one on our list is molestarse en, and that's to bother to do something, to take the trouble to do something. No nos molestamos en revisar los detalles del contrato. We didn't bother to review the details of the contract, you know? We didn't take the trouble to do it. Next one on our list, pensar en, to think about. Siempre pienso en ti. I'm always thinking about you. Ella piensa en su familia mientras trabaja en el extranjero. She thinks about her family while she's working abroad. And our last verb of the day, preocuparse de. Now I'm actually going to show you this one with two different prepositions, de and por, because you're going to see it with both, but it doesn't have the same meaning. Actually, at this point of the video, if I wasn't stopping at 50, we'd have jumped into the preposition por and shown you a bunch of verbs, but well, I did say 50, so that's where we're at. Let's start first with preocuparse de. This means to worry about something, but actually to take charge of it, that kind of worry. Like it's your concern, but you're going to ensure that something's done. Good example of this could be, los médicos se preocupan de la salud de sus pacientes. The doctors are concerned with the health of their patients, but they're like in charge of it, that kind of thing. So let's compare that to using the preposition por. Now this is to worry about something. This is the worry we think of, you know? Nos preocupamos por la tormenta. We're worried because of the storm. Think of that por as because of. Well, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. It just means a lot for this whole YouTube algorithm thing. And if you would love some access to some exclusive content, I'd love to see you over in my private group, the Qroo Spanish Crew. There is a URL to it right there on the screen, and you'll also find it in the description section. So, hope to see you there.